So it's been a big week in the fitness industry for fitness influencers, especially. The Liver King was just exposed for his steroid use. He's been claiming that he's natural all along. You can find podcasts where he adamantly says, I am not on steroids, I do not take PEDs. For me, it's a very, very taboo, controversial topic. When I heard that he was exposed, it didn't surprise me. I mean, I knew from the second I saw him that he was on as much gear as you could possibly imagine. But the estimates are that he was spending $12,000 or north of $12,000 a month for his steroid supply. So I was really upset, but good things came out of it. Joe Rogan did a podcast with Derek from More Plates, More Dates, and Joe had some really, really nice things to say about my natural status. And just to say that my physique, it's attainable. So yeah, let's check it out.
There's some people that are really jacked that are natural.
For sure.
Some people that are like super, super disciplined. They, they're taking supplements, but all legal supplements that you can get at like a vitamin store. And they're just like, they've never gotten off the grind. And who's that guy, Paul Sklar? Did you comment on him?
Yeah. He actually did blood work like immediately after I had talked about it one time, and it checked out.
Yeah, he looks like what's possible.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know who that guy is, he's super jacked and he's 50 years old. But when I'm looking at him, I am not getting any like steroidy vibes. I'm getting a really fit guy who works out really hard and has probably been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah.
That's what I get when I look at that guy. That's all feasible and possible.
The interesting thing is Derek did 2 natty or nots on me, and the second time he did it on me, I got him blood work ASAP. I got him blood work within a day and a half, and it was very, very detailed blood work. It wasn't easy to get it done that quickly, but what I learned is that people who wait a long time can alter their blood. So if you wait 30 days, you can change your blood and it could come out as clean. I got mine in, boom, right away, because that's how I go. I always said, I'll test anytime, any place, doesn't matter. I'll do it anywhere, anytime. And you can draw the blood yourself, and I always tell that to people. You want to pay for the test, I paid for, a bunch of them. You want to pay for the next one, have at it, I'll do it. But Derek was nice enough to say that the blood test came back clean, as I expected. And Joe had some very, very kind words for me. And
the most stacked he's been is that picture right there, basically. And you can just see it in the traps.
Yeah, that's actually achievable.
Yeah.
Guys have definitely, that Paul Sklar guy is built like that.
It's just in the...
I'm very appreciative of that because it shows the opposite of what the Liver King actually stands for. I've said that I'm natural from day one, and I hate even having to say that I'm natural. I don't do drugs, I don't do steroids, I don't do PEDs. It's just how I have always been since I was a kid, since I was 8 years old. It's just not part of my wheel set. I wasn't around that culture. I'm not a bodybuilder. I am very, very conscious of my physique. It's part of my business. It's always been that way. So it's important to me, psychologically, for me to look at myself in the mirror. I want to look a certain way, and I've worked very, very hard over the last 3 to 4 decades on that. So I'm 51 years old, and people always say, well, he's got to be on stuff. He's got to be on TRT. I mean, even after, Joe's podcast, I still had people say, well, he's definitely on TRT. He's definitely got to be on steroids. Certain people just can't fathom that actual hard work and healthy eating over time, a conscious effort, a disciplined effort, can actually get really nice results. So, I've got a full-time job. I've got 5 kids. I actually have 3 full-time jobs. I own a fitness studio with my wife. Fitness influencer, yeah, that takes a lot of time. And I have an online program, Paul Sklar XFit 365. It's every workout that I do every single day that I work out. Same stuff I do. And again, I'm a regular person. I come from a very athletic background. I was world ranked in the sport of duathlon. I went to Wake Forest University on a track scholarship. I was a distance runner. I was thin. I was putting in mile after mile, not jogging miles. These are hard miles. I mean, fast stuff. And you can't put on muscle when you're doing that kind of training. You can't carry excessive mass over distance and expect to perform. And I'm talking about a high level of performance. yeah, you can complete a marathon in a relatively quick time, but you can't achieve that level of speed that's required with extra mass. So once I stopped all of my endurance training, again, I went on to become a world-ranked duathlete. I was ranked 25th in the world back in 2000, second at the Pro National Championship. So I've got an extensive background. But what allowed me to gain muscle mass was when I stopped the endurance training and I concentrated fully on the lifting. Now, I lifted all along, but no matter how hard I lifted, I couldn't put on mass with excessive distance training. And these, again, long distance, this is, we're talking mile repeats at 4:30, 4:40 a mile, 5, 6 of them. This is not like, I'm jogging a 7-minute mile, or I'm jogging a 7:30 mile, or even I'm jogging a 6:30 mile. This is hard stuff. So, when I see people tell other people, like the Liver King, and other fitness influencers in my business, and I'm sure the Liver King, he's probably a great guy, he's probably a very nice guy, but he deceived people. It's fraud. When you tell people, if you take my supplements and you live my lifestyle and you do everything that I say, you can look like me. When you've got that attached to your entire program and you're being dishonest and you really achieved your physique through steroid use, it's just deception at the highest level. So I have zero respect for that. I have zero tolerance for it. I have more respect for people that say to my face, yeah, I take steroids. Yeah, I'm on testosterone replacement. I have a complete respect for those people. Do I do it myself? No. Do I care that they do it? That's completely up to them. Do I care if anyone does steroids or PEDs? Yeah, I care about my immediate family. I care about my kids. I care about my wife. I care about my friends. But if someone comes up to me and says, do you think I should take steroids? I tell them, that's your decision. For me, I don't take it. I've achieved my physique naturally through natural processes over time, not overnight. And a lot of people, especially in this day and age in our society, they want to go from A to Z like that. I'm 51, so I get a 45-year-old or a 50-year-old that comes to me and says, man, I want to get jacked like you, I want to get muscles, I want to get lean, I'm going to get on the testosterone. I'm like, well, is your testosterone low, or you just want to get on the testosterone for anabolic purposes? Or like, well, I just want to get jacked, I want to get ripped. I don't really like working out that much, I don't really want to eat right. So most people in this day and age, they want to go from A to Z. The process of sustaining over time, long term, like I want to, like I live my life, is only possible without external sources. So if I have to rely on testosterone for the rest of my life and in order to maintain my physique, that's something that I don't want. I don't want to have to rely on something like that, sticking needles in myself. Fitness influencers and athletes and actors alike need to be honest with people and just say, yes, I do this. It's part of my profession. It's how I make money. And it's easy to swallow when you see that, but it's very, very difficult to swallow when someone then has to backtrack like the Liver King and come out and make this apology, and say, oh, I'm sorry. And then you get people saying, well, he apologized. Yeah, he wasn't going to apologize if he didn't get caught. And that's the same situation with everybody that does this kind of stuff. They make it very, very difficult to have realistic body goals for people. I have a realistic body. I'm 5'8", 170 pounds. I'm not 5'8", 220 pounds. I think the Liver King's got me by 40 pounds if I'm not mistaken. And he's a little bit shorter than me. So it just makes an unrealistic expectation of what the human body is going to look like or can look like. And I'd have much more respect for people if they just were honest. So big thanks to Joe Rogan for the shout on his podcast and the kind words. Thanks to Derek for More Plates, More Dates for bringing my test results to light. Very much appreciated on all ends. Love to get on Rogan's show. I think he's got a great podcast. Would love to tell everyone how I got to the point that I am in life right now with kids, family, diet, exercise, everything that I do to achieve the lifestyle and the physique that I have today.